A very good morning to the Gelding on what's becoming a regular occurrence this week with the third That's Racing weekend edition, Gelding. And
the Saturday morning edition, Professor.
Saturday morning.
Good morning to yourself and to our listeners. And certainly a theme of red and blue, Professor.
Yes, Gelding, yes. You'll see that I've got the Demons Cup, drinking from the Demons Cup this morning.
And the Demons T-shirt or polo on, is it?
Yeah, the Demons polo's on as well. So it's all happening, Gelding, and the lid's right off.
Oh, mate, as you can see, even got the blue pants with the red jumper. Let me tell you, there's a bit of dust in this red jumper. Maybe like a few of the old Melbourne stuff coming out from closets from everywhere. But look, Professor, I'll say it early, so we'll take the pressure off. Good luck to your Melbourne Demons tonight. I hope they win for you. And I won't make any further comment on the grand final until possibly after the event with you and Morty Boy. Hey, how's that?
Yeah,
so good luck to you, and good luck for David from Morty Alec and Howard from McKinnon, but especially for you and Morty Boy.
Morty Boy from Morty Alec.
Hey?
Morty Boy from Morty Alec.
Well, especially you and Morty Boy. I hope they win for.
Now, Gelding, before we get to today's racing at Sandown, Moonee Valley last night, it was a pretty successful meeting for us.
Professor, put your right hand up, bend it at the elbows and pat yourself on the back, mate. Sensational picking. I hope our listeners followed us. There you were. Let me... So you assume in the last, Professor.
Yeah, the get out race.
The get out race, winning, paying $7.90 and $2.70. Your study of the form, Professor. See what I mean about studying of the form?
Yes. And
tell us about it.
Well, I did the...
Pat yourself on the back first, though.
I will, Gelding. Look, I did some film work yesterday before we did the show, and it was just something I saw about So You Assume. It had won at Moonee Valley over the same distance, and last night's race looked like an instant replay of the race I saw that it won. It got a bit of a break coming into the home straight, and it just that home straight's very short at Moonee Valley, and they just couldn't run it down.
Sensational tipping, as we said on That's Racing yesterday, Professor. It was the each way special of the night. You highlighted that, and punters would have gone very happy with a $10 collect for a $2 outlay. So multiples of that. And again, a very successful day for GM Racing.
Yes,
Lombard winning race 2. Oh, how's the Professor's Parlay? Lake Spur Run, perfectly ridden by Willow. Had it just got snatched on the line. And for our Parlay, profiteering. Profiteer, what do we say?
A very disappointing run, Gelding.
That's a very, very nice way of putting it, Professor.
That's racing.
That's racing. So, look, for our followers, it's been quite a good week, and let's hope we can follow up today at Sandown before a successful night in front of the TV watching the football from Perth.
Yes, Gelding, and the Rabbitohs got up, so that's another...
the Rabbitohs got up, the second leg of the parlay.
Another winner we picked.
Yes. I'm sure the draft was very, very happy.
Sitting there with
these oysters and prawns and red wine. So, is that a true Rabbitohs supporter, Professor?
He's got to be a true Rabbitohs supporter, because, Gelding, if we were eating prawns and oysters, we'd be having the Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc, not the red.
Not the red, but I would have thought that's more the manly type of dinner, isn't it? But anyway, something I would have, I thought he might have been on the Smiths, Crips and the Pies or something like that, being a Rabbitohs supporter, but maybe take that up tomorrow with him.
Yeah, we might ask him that tomorrow, Gelding. All right, racing at Sandown Hillside Track today. 9 races on the card with the feature race, the Group 1 Race 7 Underwood Stakes. The track's rated a good 4. The rail is in the true position. The only thing I'd say about the good 4, Gelding, is there was a little bit of rain overnight and showers threatening today, so might take good 4 with a grain of salt.
Yeah, it should be a pretty good track, and Hillside's normally quite good. But as you said, Professor, there was a fair bit of rain last night. I'm sitting here at Caulfield South, as I just said to you, there was a bit of a shower go through. It's stopped now, but, so I think my lament, I suppose, with the Weather Bureau is again saying, what's happening with it. So they've predicted a bit of rain today. So it should be a good track, but I think the ones we tipped, Professor, don't mind a bit of sting out of the ground. So let's go there.
All right, Gelding, what are your 2 red hot tips for today's racing?
Well, Professor, I'm going a bit later in the program than you. My first tip is in race 5, horse number 2, Elephant. It's been in the Giraffes Black Book since it's come over from New Zealand. We're backed at both starts for a win first up, and then a very close second to Superstorm, and a very unlucky second to Superstorm at Moonee Valley in the Thean last week. So it goes to the Group 3 Sandown Stakes. So even though Harbourview's beat it last time, I think I'll stick with Elephant, with a few dangers here, Professor, in Harbourviews and Cherry Tortoni. Horses we've backed before, but I think Elephant may be on it's going to win a very good race this spring. So that'd be my first tip, Professor. Then I'm going with the shorty in race 7, and let me explain this. We're going Saki, which is down from Sydney. This horse is absolutely flying, Professor. Is now favourite for the Cox Plate, and will be probably the only horse I consider backing in the Cox Plate, apart from Very Elegant. That's how highly I rate this horse. You know how high I've got Very Elegant on a pedestal, as you well know, and for good reasons. It's been so successful for us. But this Saki is the horse. James McDonald normally rides it, but Craig Williams, who is in flying form at the moment, takes the ride. Only 5 horses in a Group 1 race, Professor. Long time since we've seen that. So all horses should get it the run of the race. But look, I'm going to take Saki. Main reason, yes, it's $1.30 at short, but for our parlay, to the end of the parlay, Professor, that'll just be the icing on the cake, hopefully. As you can see, Melbourne Racing in fantastic form, a Group 1 race, another $1 million race. Last night, the Moya, Group 1, $1 million race. Melbourne Victorian Racing, just in fantastic form and fantastic prize money for Group 1 races, Professor. It's a pity they didn't get some more starters, but I think Saki may have scared a few off. Dangers there, as you know, we like Probabile, Superstorm, and the Chosen One, but this horse could beat them by 3 or 4 lengths, Professor. That's how good I think it is. So,
well, I'll be looking forward to that then, Gelding.
This will be a race worth watching. If you don't want to have a punt in it, understandable, because it's short odds. The reason I've tipped it for our listeners is to include in their parlay. So, or if they're having a quaddie, have it by itself in a quaddie if you want.
The anchor leg.
The anchor leg of the quaddie. So a try quaddie rather than a 4-legged quaddie. Now, Professor, seeing you're in white hot form at the moment, what do you like?
Well, I've gone with some shorter ones today, Gelding. two horses that stand out for me, and I know
Short is sweet, Professor.
Yeah, Short is sweet. I know you're probably in agreement with both of these selections. Race 3, the Tile Importer Handicap, a 3-year-old race over 1,400 metres. I can't go past horse 3, Liner's Legend. Gelding, we've been on that before. You can't beat the current preparation. 2 starts, 2 wins. It's only had 4 starts. It's been placed twice and it's won twice. So that's excellent form. It's won at the track. It won by 2 lengths earlier this month. It's got Damien Lane aboard, who's in career form, Gelding.
One of my favourite jockeys.
Yes. Career win record of 14%, but over the last 50, he's going at 20%. So that's something we like to see. We like to see a little bit of confidence.
Yes.
And we like the trainer too, Gelding, Danny O'Brien.
Firing at the moment, Danny. Yes.
Can't go wrong with him. So Liner's Legend, I like that one. And in race 4, a horse that you and I agree on, Gelding, in the Jim Maloney Stakes, horse 2, Zuzarella.
Yep.
Also two wins from 2 starts. An impressive win over 2 of the horses in this race, Gelding, Mac and Cheese and Literary Magnate. I don't think you can go past that form, and I'm very confident about this selection as well. Brett Preble in the saddle, and the Freedman's training it.
And a Zusar filly, Professor.
Yes.
So we've had a Zusar before.
Yes.
Yeah. So
the Zoustar Mokaraba.
Yes. Certainly do like that, and probably would have had that as the bet of the day, Professor, if Zaki hadn't have been running. So I might be parlaying a few of the Zs today, Professor, as I said. So been able to catch up on the sleep on the long weekend. So a few more Zs today.
Well, I was going to say
you
were catching up on the Zs last night, Gelding.
Yes, Professor, certainly was. So all good. Look, I like them. Couple I also like in Sydney, Professor. In Animos, in the Golden Rose up there in Sydney. $1 million race. James McDonald hop on board. Torres has gone up for it. Captivant, but Animo, we might have a look at it today, possibly for the Caulfield Guineas, Professor, in a couple of weeks. And also, we're hoping Zuzella may be the 1,000 guineas winner, Professor. So we may see both of them today. So punters, a good start for the spring coming on, and we may be able to get our stable together to follow, Professor. Yeah,
we can. And we know one horse that the Giraffe will be on today in race 2, horse 14, Foxy Frida. He follows that horse everywhere.
Yeah. I wonder whether that's an open bet for him.
It could be.
Hey?
You never know.
Foxy Frida.
Especially after the oysters last night, Gelding.
Well, the oysters and the prawns. Well, yeah. A dozen oysters may have kicked in. $7.50 in the paper, Professor. Foxy always comes up with some good odds, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does, but I don't think I'm going to be on it today.
You don't think so? Yeah, I got to admit, I like the one above it, Craig Williams, Solero miss, but you never know. A couple of dollars each way may not hurt at $7.50, Professor.
Yeah, probably right there, Gelding. All right, the Professor's Parlay.
Oh, it's still very successful, Professor's Parlay. Wednesdays is still alive. Last night should have been alive if lengths per run got up. I noticed the Rabbit Hose got up for you, Professor. So a photo finish second and a win. What do you like today, Professor?
All right, Gelding. The agreed bet of the day is Zaki, race 7, horse 2.
Yep, for the parlays.
Yes, for the parlays. Currently showing $1.28. And we're going to change it up today, Gelding, because it's grand final day.
Yeah.
We're changing up.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we're not just going for the win today. So we'll parlay that into the Melbourne Storm and the Panthers game the total score being plus 40.5.
Is that Melbourne to win to get 40.5 or the total score?
No, total score 40.5.
Melbourne might get that by themselves on their current form, Professor.
Well, let me tell you the reasoning, Gelding. I looked at their points scored during the season and their points against. Both teams average scoring 31 points.
Yep.
Both teams allow an average of 12.5 points. So if you put those two together, that's 43.5. That'll do me.
That'll do.
I
like it, Professor. I think that's a spot-on bet. Very nice.
There is method to the madness.
Oh, no, that's not madness, Professor. That's just smart punting.
All right. And we're going to parlay that into the AFL Grand Final.
Oh, we've finally got AFL. You beauty. You beauty, Professor.
Yeah, we're going to take Melbourne 1-39, winners by 1-39.
Beautiful, Professor.
That's currently showing 210. The parlay, Gelding, 5-1.
Oh, you gotta like that, don't you? That's a bit risque, Professor. I like it. Very good. And that kind of fits into my prediction as I text Morty boy and yourself yesterday. I said I hope Melbourne wins by 6 goals. So I think it might be a Melbourne victory by 36 points. So that fits in nicely with your 1-39.
Yeah, I've got to say, Gelding, that I'm prepared to sacrifice the parlay. If Melbourne win by more than 39, I don't care.
Yes, Professor, we will go along with it. But, yeah, we'll be barracking a little bit for... I'd like to see you 10 goals up at three-quarter time. And then the Bulldogs kick 4 or 5 in the last quarter. Would you be happy with that?
I'll take that, Gelding.
Yeah, okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
There's our scenario for you, Professor.
All right. Well, there's something for everybody there, isn't there, Gelding? We've got one parlay still going from Wednesday.
Yep.
Hopefully, we've still got a parlay going when it gets to later on tonight. But listen, what a day of sport!
Oh, fantastic, isn't it?
How about this for a parlay in sport, Gelding? The Sandown races parlayed into Melbourne Storm versus Penrith, parlayed into the AFL Grand Final tonight.
You've just described my day, Professor. very much against St. Helens' wishes, but that's certainly going to be my day.
Well, Gelding, it's the one day in September, isn't it?
It is indeed, Professor. And coming back from last year when it was one day in October.
Yes.
Yeah, we're back to, at least we're back to September, and normally we would have been heading to the Duck Restaurant, then on to the G, but there would certainly been a pact in the members in the G today, I would have thought, Professor.
I would have thought so, Gelding. Reminiscing though, of course, Saturday morning was the traditional catch-up at the Elms. For the free barbecue and a few pots before wandering down to the G.
Yes, a facility that is no longer there that we frequented many times, but a very enjoyable day. Still got the card, the coaster.
The Elms Family Hotel, yes.
Okay.
Were
they selling them at the end?
Sorry, Gelding?
Were they selling them at the end of the business?
I don't know, but a few fell into my pocket. So
beautiful.
All right, Gelding. Sports Fan Radio tomorrow. Another lockdown edition, and the judge has pulled a rabbit out of the hat and got us a special guest for tomorrow.
Lovely. Who's that, Professor?
We've got the solicitor who was representing Shayna Jack, the swimmer, Paul Horvath.
Yeah.
Paul Horvath will be on talking about her appeal and, well, her successful appeal in having her penalty cut from 4 years to 2.
Yeah, it will be interesting to hear the grounds behind all that, because even though she has been proven to take an end, but the reason for the cut would have been very interesting. So,
yeah. Well, there's plenty to look at there, and then we'll be obviously having a bit of a chat about the AFL Grand Final and also the NRL or the preliminary finals. So
well,
plenty to talk about
expecting to
tomorrow.
see the giraffe in red and green. Expect to see you in blue and red, Professor.
Yeah, and what odds would you have got for a Quinella of Melbourne Demons and Sydney Rabbitohs as premiers of both competitions?
Oh, well,
I would
have thought at the start of the year, Professor, with Melbourne not being in the 8, being outside the 8, you would have been something of the odds of 15 to 1 or something, probably even higher. The Rabbitohs were predicted to be kind of up there, but they would have still been, 6 to 1. I think Penrith started favourites. So, the double, the running double could be $80 plus at the start of the year. You would have thought.
If only we had had $1 on it, Gelding.
Well, if only, Professor. So your $10 is sitting nice and pretty at the moment, is it?
All right, Gelding. Well, and if it's not the Rabbitohs, what about the two Melbourne teams getting up as well? Melbourne Storm,
Melbourne
Demons.
would have been still would have been very good odds, Professor.
Yeah,
so Melbourne Storm would have been second favourite. So probably around about the 3 to 1, 4 to 1 mark for Flake. So you're still talking 50 to 1, kind of with Melbourne. The Demons are the packet of the year.
All right, Gelding. Well, no doubt you and I will discuss the race results during the day. So until next Saturday, it's good luck